So I'm using spaghetti squash for this. It just happened to be something I had in the house. If you had an acorn squash or another variety, that should be fine too. So just start by cutting the squash in half. Just be careful when you do this. Once you get it split in half like that, clean up any messes that might have been made and then get ready to scoop out the inside. You can save the seeds from this and use them for other applications later. So just get it all cleaned out like you see here. From this point, we're going to want to season the inside of our squash. I'm not using any salt because the filling I have I know has salt in it, but I am giving a nice rub of Moroccan chili paste called harissa. It's really great. Now get a little oil heating up in a pan at medium-high, and get ready to add your meat. So I happen to have some sausage that I had made earlier in the freezer, and this has some Moroccan spices in it, so that's kind of why I went with the harissa. But you could really use any kind of spices and any kind of meat to do this. So from here, I'm dropping it in to a nicely heated pan, and I'm going to get it all browned up nicely, and then I will start adding some vegetables. So you don't actually have to use a sausage, it's just something that I had in the house. If you have any kind of ground meat, totally works great. Just add, lots of flavor, lots of onions, lots of garlic, lots of seasoning. For me, I happen to have sausage that I knew was already super flavorful, so that's what I used. You can see I wilted down a whole bunch of kale. It was probably, half of one of those small bags you get from the store. Doesn't that look great? While that cools, we're going to get some stuff ready to add into the filling. So I grabbed a little bit of cheddar. This is probably about 2 ounces of cheese. And I'm going to use my box grater. Ta-da! And I'm going to grate it all up using the big size grater. So here you can see I grated it all up. It's not going to be a ton of cheese. I don't want this to be a cheesy dish, but this will help hold it all together, and it will help bind it as well. Now you can see I grabbed a little bit of bread. This is actually some leftover roll that I made from the previous vlog, the dinner roll vlog. So once all that's mixed, I add the cheese in and get that incorporated. Lastly, we're going to add 1 egg. So, crack your egg, make sure you don't get any shells in this mixture because they will be impossible to find. From this point, we're going to start filling our squash and get them ready to go into the oven. So you could pre-bake these and it might speed up the cook time, altogether, but I'm choosing to do them raw and just filling with a pre-cooked filling. Either way, it comes out great. So generously fill these up and get them covered in foil and into the oven at 350 for about an hour and a half. We're going to take the top off the foil, about an hour into it. Hour 15 in, and we're going to top it with some cheese and let it go for another 20 minutes. When they come out, the squash should be soft. The filling will be, should still be moist, and it should be absolutely wonderful. I made this dish the other night for my partner and myself, and trust me, this was not only healthy, it was incredibly flavorful. It helped us use up some of the stuff in our fridge, and it actually went great with one of my favorite cocktails. So here's the aftermath. You can see it didn't last long, but definitely give this a try. It's super simple. It's a good way to get rid of things you have in your fridge. This will be good with any kind of meat, really any kind of vegetable. Get creative and don't be afraid to try different flavors. All right, thanks again for stopping by. See you soon.